I've been in this game for 50 years, and the last thing I ever thought about was having my hands.
I return with another story from the Golden Age, and with it, the quiet moments that shaped an era many still hold close. If you wish to preserve these memories together, you may consider subscribing. It costs nothing, yet it carries meaning. Thank you for being here. Now, let us begin. At 40, a quiet revelation surfaces. Sam Elliott's daughter finally speaks to something many had gently wondered about for years. The truth is not built on rumor or careless speculation, but on something far more human. Though California marks his birthplace, it was Portland, Oregon that truly raised him. Surrounded by dense forests, open land, and the calm strength of the Pacific Northwest, those years carried no glamour. Yet, they carved something endearing into him, a grounded presence that would later define his work. The outdoors was never just a backdrop for Elliott, it lived within him. That connection to wide horizons and traditional values slowly became part of his screen identity, one audiences instinctively trusted. His journey toward acting began at David Douglas High School in Portland, where he first stepped onto a stage and felt something settle into place. This was never about seeking attention. It was about discovering a space where his voice, presence, and inner life could finally expand without force. As he became involved in school productions, those around him noticed almost immediately. Teachers and classmates sensed something uncommon, a quiet strength that drew attention without effort, a calm authority that did not ask to be noticed. Those early performances sparked something lasting. A deep respect for acting took shape, not loud or theatrical, but steady and disciplined. It was the kind of dedication that settles in slowly and remains for a lifetime. Sam Elliott's rise did not arrive suddenly, and that gradual path is what gives his story its weight. Each phase mattered, every choice built upon the last. After completing his time in Portland, he continued forward by enrolling at Clark College in Vancouver, Washington. There, he focused on sharpening both thought and craft. Studying English, Elliott immersed himself in literature and language, absorbing the rhythm and gravity of well-chosen words. He explored classic narratives, poetry, and complex characters, learning how thoughtful storytelling shapes feeling and meaning. Those lessons never stayed confined to the page. They emerged later in his work, in every measured pause, every carefully delivered line, and every restrained glance. He set his sights on Los Angeles with a clear understanding of how demanding the industry could be. The move required courage. Hollywood offered no easy welcome, and progress came slowly. Elliott faced repeated rejection, stepping into auditions only to leave without recognition. The competition was intense, filled with familiar faces and limited opportunities. Still, he did not turn away. Even after being overlooked time and again, Sam Elliott remained steady. He chose patience over haste and intention over doubt. Each setback strengthened his resolve, quietly shaping the presence he was becoming. Over time, he began to establish his place, taking on modest roles in television and understated films throughout the late 1960s and early 1970s. These performances were not attention-grabbing, nor were they widely celebrated, yet they were essential. Each appearance refined Elliott's instincts, strengthened his confidence, and gave him valuable time in front of the camera while many doors remained closed. Those early performances formed the foundation of a career that would later feel unmistakable. His body of work would eventually be filled with moments that held audiences without force or spectacle. Critics began to take notice, and within the industry, quiet attention followed. That brief moment suggested something lasting, not a sudden rise, but a slow, deliberate ascent built to endure. The momentum continued. In 1976, Elliott stepped further into view with the cult classic Lifeguard, portraying a relaxed beach lifeguard confronting the pressures of adult responsibility. Elliott leaned into his natural ruggedness and grounded presence, yet the performance was never about appearance alone. It carried substance. Audiences connected because it felt sincere. He was not portraying an idealized figure, but a man caught between independence and obligation. The role moved him closer to leading man territory and revealed his ability to balance depth, feeling, and quiet strength in equal measure. A pivotal shift arrived in 1985 with Mask. As Gar, the motorcycle-riding partner to Cher's character, Elliott delivered a performance that redefined expectations. He combined firmness with unexpected warmth, offering something restrained, genuine, and emotionally layered. The portrayal earned him serious respect and altered how many viewed his range. Critics praised the subtlety of the performance, and audiences saw dimensions beyond the familiar tough exterior. It became clear he could move beyond a single image. By 1989, Sam Elliott solidified his place as a modern Western figure in Roadhouse, portraying Wade Garrett, a seasoned presence guided by personal principles, commanding attention without excess or force. His gaze alone carried quiet authority. That performance transformed him into something larger than a role. The blend of resilience, loyalty, and measured wisdom made Wade Garrett linger in the cultural memory. Roadhouse did more than advance his career. It shaped his image as a symbol of traditional strength, one that audiences continue to reference decades later. His collaborations with the Coen brothers, most notably The Big Lebowski in 1998, added an unexpected dimension to that legacy. Elliott stepped into the role with ease, revealing a balance of subtle humor, quiet mystery, and steady command. It showed his presence could shift tone without losing gravity. Beyond individual performances, Sam Elliott became instantly recognizable for two defining traits few could overlook: his deep, resonant voice, rich and steady, and his iconic mustache, which became a signature all its own. Together, they formed a lasting image, one that required no explanation. Those qualities elevated him beyond familiar roles and secured his place as a cultural figure. Over time, he became known for portraying characters rooted in principle and restraint, often within Western traditions. Whether embodying a weathered cowboy, a firm lawman, or a reserved rancher who speaks sparingly, Elliott brings substance to every scene. His presence alone carries weight. There's a calm precision in how he stands, speaks, and holds still, inviting attention without demand. That grounded charisma made him a natural fit for roles defined by strength and loyalty. From classic westerns like Tombstone in 1993 to reflective modern films such as The Hero in 2017, Elliott's performances maintained a rare consistency. Audiences trusted him, they believed him, and that reliability earned him enduring respect within the industry. Hollywood did not simply cast Sam Elliott, it depended on him. That respect became unmistakable when Sam Elliott earned a Golden Globe nomination for his role in the 1995 television film Buffalo Girls. In the project, he stepped into the role of Wild Bill Hickok, delivering a performance shaped by intensity and quiet reflection. It was never overstated. Its power came from control, from knowing when to hold back, and that restraint gave the role lasting impact. Critics responded with praise, audiences felt its weight, and once again, the industry took careful note. The performance reinforced his reputation as an actor capable of portraying legendary figures without exaggeration or spectacle. It was another mark of trust placed firmly in his name.
Years later, Elliott showed no sign of slowing when he joined the Netflix series The Ranch, which ran from 2016 to 2020. As Bo Bennett, the firm yet caring head of a struggling ranch family in Colorado, he brought humor, hardship, and traditional discipline into a single believable presence. viewers connected immediately. He was not simply delivering stern lines or rigid authority. He revealed warmth beneath the toughness, allowing the character to feel lived in rather than written. The role reminded audiences that Sam Elliott could command television just as naturally as film. Then came one of the defining moments of his career. In 2018, Elliott delivered a deeply affecting performance in A Star is Born as Bobby Maine, the older brother and manager to Bradley Cooper's character, Jackson Maine. That recognition was not the result of chance, it was affirmation, a quiet reminder that longevity, patience, and devotion to craft still hold meaning. Away from the screen, Sam Elliott's personal life reflected that same sense of steadiness. In 1984, he married actress Catherine Ross, beginning a partnership that endured for decades within an industry often marked by instability. Their relationship was grounded in shared values, mutual respect, and a genuine sense of commitment. They built a life together, and at times shared the screen as well. A notable example came with the 1978 film The Legacy, where their on-screen connection mirrored the ease and trust of their real-life bond. Over time, that partnership deepened, shaping both their personal and professional paths. Sam Elliott's life, both public and private, offers a study in consistency. He remained grounded, approached his work with honesty, and allowed restraint to speak louder than spectacle. Yet behind the composed voice and familiar image, there existed a side rarely discussed, one that adds quiet complexity to his story. For years, many assumed his life followed the same calm certainty as the characters he portrayed. In reality, it carried its own weight. Balancing recognition, family, and expectation required steady effort. Those close to him have suggested that always being seen as the strong presence can carry its own strain. Elliott was not only maintaining a career, he was sustaining an image that both the industry and audiences held tightly. What audiences saw on screen was assurance and composure. At home, however, there were quieter moments marked by fatigue, long pauses, and emotional distance that never became headlines. That contrast left its mark. Those close to the family have shared that Sam Elliott believed deeply in discipline and structure. He was not distant by intention, nor was he openly expressive. His way of showing care lived in consistency rather than conversation. Affection in that household came through action, not speeches. For him, that felt natural. For a child still learning where they belonged, it could feel unclear. Over time, those unspoken emotions settled quietly beneath the surface. His daughter later reflected that growing up alongside such a commanding presence carried its own pressure, the expectation to remain strong, composed, and never ask for too much. From the outside, many assumed comfort meant ease. Inside the home, expectations carried weight. She once explained that being known as Sam Elliott's child came with labels before she had the chance to define herself. Teachers, peers, even strangers formed ideas that left little room to simply feel ordinary. That sense of being measured followed her closely. What surprised many was her honesty about emotional distance. She spoke clearly of love, but also of space, sometimes more than she needed. Elliott was present, yet often reserved, holding feelings inward, much like the characters he portrayed. For admirers, that truth gently challenged the familiar image. Still, she was careful in her reflection. There was no blame, no bitterness, only honesty. With time, their relationship shifted. Age softened what once felt rigid. Conversations grew more open, and patience found its way in. Elliott learned to listen with greater ease, while his daughter came to recognize the quiet weight he had carried for so long. That growth did not arrive quickly. It took years of patience and reflection, the same work most families face, famous or not. In the end, this chapter reminds us that even enduring figures remain human. Strength does not require perfection, and silence does not mean the absence of care. Sometimes the most meaningful parts of a story live in what was never said out loud. In the 1991 Western, Conniger, Sam Elliott and Catherine Ross appeared once more, their connection effortless and genuine. Their performances flowed with ease, lifting the film and reminding audiences why their partnership worked so naturally, both on screen and beyond it. By the time Sam Elliott's daughter reached 40, she finally spoke openly about what many had quietly sensed for years. From the outside, Sam appeared to have everything firmly in place: respect, recognition, and success. Behind the scenes, life was not always balanced or simple. Between Sam, his wife Catherine, and their daughter Cleo Rose Elliott, there were moments of misunderstanding that created tension over time. Nothing dramatic, nothing unusual, simply the complexities of a real family navigating expectations and emotion. Much of that chapter now rests in the past, but it took time to reach that place. In later years, public records resurfaced referencing a difficult period within the family that had unfolded more than a decade earlier. At the time, emotions were high and boundaries were put in place to allow space and safety for everyone involved. It was a painful and deeply personal moment, one that never defined the entirety of their relationship. With distance, reflection, and time, the family dynamics slowly shifted. What once felt overwhelming became something they worked through quietly, away from public view. Catherine Ross welcomed her daughter later in life, and from the very beginning, their family story followed an uncommon path. Even Sam and Catherine's own love story nearly passed without beginning. In 1969, they shared a film set but barely spoke. Catherine was already a celebrated star. Sam was just starting out, listed simply as card player number 2. He never approached her, convinced she was far beyond his reach. Nearly a decade later, fate offered a second moment. Reunited during the filming of The Legacy, the connection finally took hold. Catherine later admitted it was his presence, his voice, and yes, that unmistakable mustache that drew her in. They married in 1984, long before his career reached its full stride. Ironically, while on their honeymoon, Sam received the audition that would quietly change everything. Years later, their daughter would share that both parents supported her decision to pursue music, relieved that she chose a path of her own rather than stepping into their shadow. Despite past challenges, Cleo has stood beside them in later years, appearing with her parents at public events, including the 2018 premiere of A Star is Born and the Academy Awards that followed. The family's story reflects something timeless. Even public legends face private storms, and healing rarely arrives all at once. If this story resonated with you, consider sharing your thoughts in the comments. A quiet like helps these stories reach others, and subscribing allows us to continue preserving them together. See you in the next story.